Do you think Ozempic is going to burn fat? Because it actually doesn't do that. It just makes you starve yourself. So if you like food, you probably won't like Ozempic very much because you'll be eating a lot less of it and you'll be feeling hungry, never, and nauseous most of the time, according to the recent studies. So if you would like to learn how to not damage your body, not be a lab rat, and lose weight naturally and get Ozempic-like results without having to suffer, you should definitely keep watching this video because I used to be 320 pounds. I've lost 160 pounds naturally with no loose skin, and my mom here has her master's and bachelor's in nutrition. She's lost over 100 pounds since having me when I was a baby, and she's amazing, and I love her so much, so keep watching. We noticed that 79.2% of you are not subscribed, so if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Come subscribe. We give you 5 days a week of free weight loss advice, and I mean, come on. It's a pretty cool vibe over here, so I'd love it if you'd come join. We really appreciate all of your support, so please don't forget to subscribe.
In this video, we're going to show you the 5 ways in which you can burn fat naturally without the use of weight loss medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Zepbound, and other ones like that. And the first thing is something Penelope loves so much. It's something I love too, but I think she and I have different perspectives on it. But
Is
it's
this protein?
Protein, yeah.
I
Yeah.
love protein because it's the magic pill for being full and not starving all the time.
Yeah, it's definitely been a huge part of our weight loss journey. We don't love processed food, and protein powder is technically a processed food. But oftentimes at 4 p.m., when we get that hankering for a snack, we'd have a dip in our blood sugar, especially in the beginning when your glucose isn't stable. You just have a little bit of protein powder in some water or milk or nut milk, and you're feeling great. Or Penelope does Greek yogurt sometimes now instead of the protein powder because she's really committed to whole foods, even more so than I am at this point, because I still use protein powder. And it really curbs your hunger. And it does give you that Ozempic type effect because your appetite goes away. It's immediately satisfied and stabilizes our blood glucose levels. That is, unless you're having a protein powder that's full of sugar and you're putting a ton of fruit in it.
Yeah, so if you're like, hey, I need some protein powder recommendations, we have some super fun ones.
Absolutely, yeah. Comment down below if you're looking for a great, very clean protein powder recommendation because some of the stuff out there is not good. And you actually gained weight on some of the protein powders we tried. I did gain weight.
And also, you guys, making sure that your proteins are clean, 100% grass-fed, regeneratively raised, pasture-raised, if you can, and source and find that. If you're like, I can't even do that, then just try to see if it can at least be grass-fed. If you can't afford it, grass-fed's like the better alternative than actually not even caring. So if you can pay attention and just try to say, oh, at least it says grass-fed is better than not it saying nothing at all. Because I've noticed that people don't really talk about that in the health community. They're just like, only get this. But I'm like, hey, if you can't afford it, at least try to get grass-fed or at least try to get no antibiotic.
Believe it or not, digestion is really important. So if you're not digesting your food well, which happens when you're on these weight loss medications, it is concerning. That means it slows down your digestion, which keeps you fuller longer. But guess what? When you eat protein, you're also feeling fuller longer. And when you don't have good permeability in your gut, you're not absorbing nutrients, which means you're going to be in starvation mode. I mean, I'm a little worried about the muscle tone. I'm worried about the tooth decay. I'm worried about all the things that starvation causes.
You know what else I'm worried about? All the people on Ozempic who are not walking and they're sitting. That's something else.
Because they have no energy because they're not getting any nutrients.
Number 2 is stop sitting down and start walking more.
But we're sitting.
But we've also been walking all day before we decided to sit down and film this for you. And we actually wish we could be on a walking treadmill while talking to you guys, but it'd be too loud and disruptive, so that's why we're not. But on our coaching calls, we sometimes are.
It's a game changer if you just walk more, and I'm not kidding, like sit less, walk more. It's so embarrassingly simple, but it really works.
And you guys, there's even another hack where if you just do the walking treadmill for like 4 or 5 hours in the morning, you can just sit for the rest of the day. I'm not saying you should do that.
Who's gonna like walk, except for you, walk on a treadmill for 5 hours?
Well, if you're working, if you have an 8-hour job and you're working at your desk for 4 hours in the morning and you're not sitting and you're walking on a treadmill instead, it's very practical.
You can get a walking treadmill to put under your desk for under $100 if you can do it, if your office allows you to. I highly recommend it. It's a little encumbrant to bring in and out of the office, but it's definitely worth it. And I don't recommend
making excuses for being fat.
I don't recommend 4 hours. I think if you just start with 20 minutes and then you work your way up to like 20 minutes twice a day and then maybe 20 minutes 3 times a day. But like Penelope, I think that's a little bit
just a weight loss hack. It's just a hack for you if you want to
walk for 12 hours a day.
Listen, it's more like if you guys want to be sitting for the rest of the day and you want to get it done with, that's one way to do it.
All right, well, we just learned a lot about Penelope Popkin just now. I love you.
I love you more. And also, it's not like you're going like, who sits for the whole rest of the day? You can't physically, you have to get up and cook. You have to get up and pee. You have
You
to
would
get
be
up
surprised. You would be surprised. There might be a lot of people watching this who sit down at their couch.
You guys might be hoarders and never
12
wash your dishes and never do dishes and never clean, never even
At
move
least-
you might not even move your toes.
At least just subscribe, because we know like over 80% of you guys are watching and you're not subscribed. So at the very least, do us a solid and just subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. We would love that.
Green tea is something you drink every morning.
Up until like,
How many hours can you go without eating after drinking green tea?
oh, I mean, you can drink green tea with food. There's
No, I know, but I'm saying like how long does it keep you full, like Ozempic?
Oh, I actually, the reason why green tea is it has the Ozempic-like effect and the fat burning effect, because this video is about fat burning, is really because of the L-theanine in it and different theobromides and like the dedications. Like there's all these different components to green tea, which makes it one of the top weight loss drinks, you could say, or I don't know. It's not really a food; it's a tea, right? So it's a really magical thing. It's actually anti-carcinogenic. That means it fights against cancer. It's energy producing. It's just extraordinary. It actually boosts the amount of phytonutrients found. A study showed that when you drink green tea, there was a group of people who didn't eat vegetables and a group of people who did, and the people who didn't eat vegetables were showing levels of phytonutrients. It was actually optimizing that which was already in their system. It augments it. So like there's all these things. Green tea is the most incredible drink on the planet. I wish you would drink more green tea. I've been pushing it on all my family members, and none of my family members want to drink it.
Number 4 is really important, you guys. Why are you eating so late at night? Like, what is having you think that when you should be sleeping, you should be eating? No, you should be sleeping instead of eating. It's going to help you lose more weight.
What
and
if they were
burn more
busy all
fat.
day and they didn't have time?
That's not an excuse. You make time. If you make time to scroll, if you make time to pee, you can make time to spend a few minutes eating.
You know, really, it's just about getting organized. And honestly, like if you don't get your nutrients in, and I know what it's like to be a mom, a single mom, working mom, it's you're running around all day, you're trying to get everyone's needs met, and then finally at 8 p.m. you sit down and things are quiet. I get it. But you know what? You've got to figure it out. You've got to figure out how you're going to structure your day. You've got to get organized enough to carve out the time to actually sit down and eat a couple of meals. If you don't get your calories in by 6 p.m., you're shooting yourself in the foot. I'm telling you, not only are you not going to get the fat burning Ozempic-like effect from your lifestyle, you're going to be gaining weight. And as your hormones slow down, as your metabolism slows down, and as you age, it's going to be harder and harder and harder. So you might as well just start today. Get your calories in before 6 p.m. and you will be way ahead of the game.
It also gives you intermittent fasting, which is amazing.
That's a great fat burning trick.
Yeah, intermittent fasting. But it's like when it's not on purpose, it feels better. And when you learn about the benefits of intermittent fasting, you kind of start to embody that is just who you are. You are just an intermittent faster.
Right. Well, and your body gets accustomed to it. And then again, you also have to change it up, which leads us to our last and final point, which is about over-exercising and changing up your workout. Because if you're doing the same thing every day, your body's going to build up resistance to it. And it's not that you won't be burning any fat, but you can optimize your fat burning potentiality. If, for example, you're walking every day, you need to be doing maybe jump squats the next day, or you want to do some swimming, or you want to change it up. Your body needs change. And if you're not changing, you're probably not burning optimally. So definitely consider that in your thinking.
If you're over exercising, that is definitely going to harm your metabolism. So I'm not sure why you wrote that down, because it has nothing to do with burning fat.
Well, over-exercising, I don't know if you ever noticed people who over-exercise. They don't eat much and they're over-exercising and they can't lose the weight. Have you noticed that phenomena? We have a lot of people that we've met that are over-exercising and not losing weight because they're not burning fat efficiently. Their body, in fact, is holding on to the fat because they're over-exercising. And so that's why it's so important to change it up. You know, if you're walking every day, maybe every other day walk and do, or take a weighted vest with you, or a backpack with 10, 20, 50-pound weights. Or maybe you do jump squats and, I don't know, mountain climbers
So just change it up.
You got to change it up. And you need that intense anaerobic heart rate spike like you get from rowing or running up mountains. But you can't expect to get great results and continue to burn fat optimally if you're doing like the same thing at a basal heart rate.
So if you're a woman who watched this video and you're like, okay, I want to start implementing one of these, comment down below which thing you would like to start implementing. And if you're a woman who's ready to lose the weight once and for all, then click the link in the description to join our Women's Accountability Group. We would love to have you.
Hey, we noticed that 79.2% of you are not subscribed, which means you're watching our videos, you like the content, but you haven't made the commitment. So we would love it if you would subscribe.
And if you want to join our Women's Accountability Group, don't forget to click the link in the description to join. We're only accepting amazing, awesome, and ready women, so please join if you're one of those. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we will see you all the time.